Hello,
Hi.
it's nice of you to do this interview with me. My first question for you is, what is your religious background? Could you tell us a little bit about your upbringing?
I was baptized in a Roman Catholic church, attended schools that were Anglican, and spent my time in church with my parents attending Protestant churches.
Now, in regards to the prophecy school that you attended, before going to the prophecy school, how much contact did you have with Adventism, or what did you really know, if anything, about Adventism?
I actually knew nothing about the Adventist church. I've only met one Adventist in high school who I never had a chance to speak to. That was about it.
Now, when you went to the prophecy school, did you find that the material that was presented, was it biblical based?
It was every concept that was brought up was substantiated by a lot of biblical text, especially the timelines. The chronology had a lot of biblical references.
What were you interested in learning? Like, once you went there, what speaker, what topic are you inclined to go back and look into more for yourself?
I have a two-part answer to that question. I was very much interested in the three angels' message and how, what the messages were and how they successively begin to be, the words were empowered, or how they begin to be actively shown in the world. I'm also interested in getting to know Daniel chapter 11 verses 40 to 45 and Ezra chapter 7 verse 9 better. I believe those are the pivotal verse. Those verses are pivotal to the present truth message that belongs to the Church of the Adventist.
What did you think of the speakers that were at the camp?
I thought the speakers were well suited for the job, for the task. I felt like they were very much involved in what they had to do. They weren't complacent about anything. They didn't leave any stone unturned, which is really important when you're trying to profess a message that can come across as very presumptuous or just a borderline conspiracy theory. You need to substantiate a lot of these things with the Word of God, and they did that very stringently all the way through.
How would you summarize your experience?
I did share with some of the attendants of the prophecy school that I wasn't baptized in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and they were pretty much convinced that I was overwhelmed with the message. And I haven't been. I haven't been overwhelmed with all this truth. You could say, well, how is that possible that someone who's never heard this sort of message cannot be overwhelmed? But the message is no different to the text that you're reading in the Bible. You pick it up in the words. If you've attended church before, you've heard these stories, you've read the text before, but you've never paid attention. You haven't paid attention to the detail the way you will now. That's the only thing that changes. Your perspective is the only thing that has changed. The stories, the text, the books are still the exact same. You don't have to read all of Ellen White's texts, or any of them, for that sort of revelation to come to you. I've only read Daniel and Revelation myself in my own personal time, and that was enough for me personally.
Praise the Lord. How has attending this prophecy school affected your religious experience?
I think the Alberta Prophecy School experience has had an impact on my own religious perspectives. You can't ignore your conscience when you hear the present truth message. You can choose to, but in your heart you can hear it. And that's a very presumptuous thing to say, or it sounds very presumptuous, but I don't believe in coincidence. And in my own life experience, I'm still living my own testimony, and everything that's happened up until today, having been through the Alberta Prophecy School, feels like it's had a purpose. And the message hasn't fallen on deaf ears. I can only hope that God will help me accept the message and live it.
Mm-mm.